Good morning, good evening, and welcome to Brothers in Arms, World of Warships. My name is Snake, and in today's video, we will be featuring the Tier 7 Premium American Light Cruiser, the Atlanta. And for today's video, it will be sailed by none other than our friend from YouTube, TheSailingRobin. So what do you need to know about this very beautiful American Light Cruiser? Well, it is of course the premium variety, so you do have to shell out some doubloons to purchase her, and she encompasses a very unique playstyle here at Tier 7. You have 16 127mm guns, arranged in 3 turrets at the front, 3 at the rear, and then a couple on the side. And this thing, encompassing with a 5-second base reload, is a destroyer hunter at heart. It also comes with excellent concealment to boot, 10.9 kilometers before you add any camo and concealment equipment, and this ship also comes with a pretty terrifying AA arrangement. And this thing is not only a great ship at Tier 7 for cap contesting and destroyer hunting, but because it's a premium, it also comes with a lot of credit earning potential as well. Captain skills that should be run on this ship include Priority Target, Adrenaline Rush, Superintendent for extra radar, BFT and AFT for faster firing guns and extra range, both for the guns and the AA, Concealment of course, IFHE if you'd like to deal some more damage, Demo Expert, and manual fire control for your anti-aircraft guns. So, this ship is very fun to play, and it encompasses a very unique playstyle here at Tier 7. So with that being said, let's now take the Atlanta to battle. So I know that intro was a little bit different than normal, but it's just me paying some homage and some respect to Mr. Robin himself. He is not only an incredible player at this game, but he's also a very nice guy to talk to. I've been able to converse with him via Discord and email, and we finally were able to convince him to send in one of his epic games. Now, for those of you out there that have somehow missed the boat on Robin's YouTube channel, it's an amazing World of Warships place for just great content, and I highly recommend that you go check out his channel. I will definitely provide it in both the comments below and in the description as well, and I'm also sure that he'll be commenting sometime on this replay. And Mr. Robin, again, thank you very much for sending in this replay. It's a pleasure to watch you play, and for those of you that aren't aware, he also has just started to dabble into Twitch, so I will definitely include his Twitch channel in the description and comments below as well. You can check out, he streams I think 3 or 4 times a week, so if you want to watch some grade A+ talent playing this game, he's arguably even better than me, and that's saying something. So yeah, you definitely want to check his stuff out, please do so, and yeah. Anyway, this map, Haven, is a very good map for the Atlanta because of the close quarters nature. You can see that some of the enemy ships that are getting spotted moving over to B are already within 15 kilometers, and he is rapidly closing the distance. Now, the position that he's going to put himself here in the beginning is actually very nice because, of course, these 127mm guns, they're the ones that you get all the way up to the gearing from, I believe, the Farragut, and they have a lot of loft on the shells. So, you know, you're able to catapult shells over the corners of islands and whatnot very easily. And you can see that this enemy Kagero is straying into the B cap, and he's not going to be able to get away. Robin, in this position, has already sealed this guy's fate, and it's just a matter of who is going to get the kill here. You can see the guy is slowing down. He's got his smoke screen popped. He is honestly doing things that I am not able to explain, but Robin is going to quickly secure his first kill of the game on that Tier 8 Japanese destroyer. And you can also see another enemy DD has moved on to the B cap as well. There's a Hachaharu over there that's close to the Liebrecht Mas, but the Mas, I would imagine, has his hydroacoustic up, so that guy is also taking some damage as well. Now, Robin, of course, is playing by himself, so he does not have the benefit of having smoke at his own demand. You see Atlantas quite often in Tier 7 fishing divisions, you know, with Hiryus, with Belfasts, with Indianapolis's as well, and it's honestly just SEAL clubbing divisions. But Robin is going to have to do all this on his own, or at least he can only count on himself, and he can't count on the rest of his team to get him out of a bad situation. Now you can see here he is island hopping, which is one of the most, if not the most effective strategy in this ship, because you can get so close to islands and you're still able to toss shells over. And you also saw right there on that last salvo, 9 penetrations for over 5,000 damage on the New Mexico. I would imagine that, at least for this captain, Robin does have IFHE on it. And like I mentioned in the port, IFHE is a really good skill for this ship because it gets your penetration levels to a pretty decent level where you're able to just make mincemeat of equal and lower tier battleships. They just simply don't have the bow, the stern, and sometimes the deck armor to be able to stand up to it. One thing I forgot to mention in the port, this ship does have some pretty decent torpedoes. You get 4 on each side of the vessel, and it is able to get some really nice burst damage at point blank range. So you're going to see here as this enemy Tirpitz decides to come and close the distance to Robin, he's going to be able to make use of those metal fish. Now the position that he's in right now isn't necessarily a bad one. He does not have advanced firing training on his captain, so his max gun range is only 11.1 kilometers, and this is actually going to come out and help him out a little bit later into the replay when he does get spotted. But of course the Duca is too far away to use the hydroacoustic, the New Mexico is too far away and out of line of sight, and the Tirpitz of course does not have hydroacoustic as well, so you can see he is creeping into position to be able to use his torpedoes. Another thing to note, 9.4 kilometers of detection is the maximum detection that you can get on this ship from its base value, which is actually really nice. And it provides for you, I believe, 900 meters between your detection range and the range that your radar is able to spot targets. 8.5 kilometers is the radar range on this ship. Now you can see here Robin does get spotted here, and he does only have one ship looking at him, but he is backing up. The Tirpitz is still bumbling around the corner, and it's only going to take all 4 torpedoes to obliterate that guy. And he picks up his first devastating strike of the game and his second frag of the game. And he takes a very big hit from the Leon, and he is extremely lucky that he did not get Citadel. And Atlanta sitting more or less bow on right, that is very susceptible to taking Citadels at that angle. But he does manage to get his 3rd kill of the game, dealing 4 damage to the Cleveland. And he takes care of that tier 6 American light cruiser. So very nice. And now he is getting some more shots here at the Duca, and you can see once again the catapult is going to town. And as long as you're able to land shells on target, the DPM that this thing is able to pump out is quite terrifying to say the least. The Leon shoots at him again. It doesn't get as good of a salvo, but chunks him down to about 10,000 hit points. However, you can see that the Leon is outside of his gun range. So, you know, at this point, he is not going to get spotted as he continues to shoot at this New Mexico, and the Leon appears just out in front of him, coming around the crest of that island. But as he picks up his 4th kill of the game already on the New Mexico, he is still not spotted because he was not getting the bloom. And that right there is something that is very important to note, because those 2 battleships, the King George V, now that has been spotted as well, certainly would have been able to finish him off if the gun bloom was too much. And in this case, not having advanced firing training was actually something that potentially saved his life right there. Now, of course, with the Atlanta going with the full AA build, getting BFT, AFT manual fire control for your long-range AA mounts is also very brutal as well. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to go with AFT, you just have to be very comfortable in fighting in close quarters. And you also do have hydroacoustic as well, which is really nice, so it does allow you quite a bit of flexibility in that regard. And of course, the Atlanta also has extremely good maneuverability, and you can see the ship is actually really, really small. The maximum speed of 32.5 knots is pretty decent for a cruiser, 610 meters for a turning circle, and a stock rudder shift time of only 8.4 seconds. So this ship is actually very, very nimble. Now you can see here there was an enemy destroyer that was last spotted off of his bow. It looks like the Gajdamada. So he isn't detected right now, so he knows that this guy isn't too terribly close to him to get him detected. But again, you have 900 meters between your detection and your radar, so you're not able to panic radar, so to speak, and spot whatever is detecting you. So that's why this thing does have has a bit of an acquired taste to it, simply due to that. It can be a bit tricky to work, especially if you can't count on division mates. But I've already mentioned that, and with that being said, it's now 690 to 339. With 11 minutes and 54 seconds left in the game. His team does have a commanding lead, however, the Gajdamada appears to be on the A-cap, so their team is still not out of the woods yet, and you can see the gluttony of friendly battleships that are off his port side. Yeah, that's just the herd mentality right there, so to speak. It does nothing to quell the battleship stereotype of the babies and that they're all bad or whatever, but anyway. Some more shells coming in at him. He takes a bit of damage. Luckily, that island is just tall enough to be able to prevent him from getting deleted right there. And now he's going to back up here. And any second now, he's going to shoot down at that spotting aircraft as he does pick up the Confederate. There we go. So now he is undetected. And this right here is why this ship is so terrifying to deal with. The first salvo going in on the King George, 29 2,900 points of damage, not bad, but you saw there 5 out of the 10 shells did penetrate the target. 1782 on the next salvo. He does eat 1 shell right on the nose, but it doesn't deal any damage, which is kind of funny to me. And just look at that, 4,000 damage, and more shells penetrating that guy than breaking. And again, that is why equal tier and below battleships are just not able to stand up to an Atlanta when it has IFHE on it. You can see the shell counter at the right, 29, make that 31 pens and only 13 breaks. Absolutely brutal stuff. He's managed to get up to about 120,000 points of damage. Now he's shooting at the last position reported for the enemy Leon, trying to get some more cheeky hits here. And I just got to say, watching an Atlanta being able to take full use of its DPM is just absolutely brutal. The positioning that he has right here is perfect. The only reason he got detected was because of the scouting aircraft that was detecting him. So he honestly shouldn't have been able to lose the... I think he lost about 6,000 hit points on that salvo from both the King George V and the Leon. If that spawning aircraft wasn't there, then he would still be at about 10,000 health and still raining more shells on the Leon. He's got a fire going on him, doing about 2,000 damage on that last salvo. The enemy team has brought the scores back a decent bit, 701 to 517, but you can see there the King George V up there as Robin picks up the high caliber as well. Looks like he's about ready to kick the bucket from the friendly Lo Yang that is up there, and that's exactly what happens. So now this game is looking much more tenable. He is detected, and then all of a sudden the Gaj Damada appears, and cover your eyes, kids. This is some rape right here. Ooh, gosh, watch the Gaj Damada just get obliterated by his guns. And yeah, what was that? 3 salvos? 3 salvos, that's it. And that guy is going to kick the bucket. He picks up his Kraken Unleashed, gets his Hydra up, and now he's going to do some mild torpedo beats right here. A conveniently triple Atlanta-sized gap in that torpedo spread allows him to successfully dodge them without too much of an issue. Now he's going to go for his 6th kill of the game here on the enemy Leon. He did manage to land him on fire, puts him down to just over 2,000 hit points. This next salvo should be able to take care of business. He has to pull hard to right to be able to get out of the way of the shells, and he manages to live as the Leon only manages a couple of overpens on the nose of Robin's ship. So he actually didn't manage to get the kill. The friendly Normandy was able to do so, but yeah, look at that, 149,000 points of damage. He's got 4 medals to boot, 5 frags, and this, oh boy, that was 2 different engagements where it was just a lot of shooting going on and a lot of DPM brought to bear. Now, of course, something else about the Atlanta, it does have the concealment advantage very slightly on the Fiji. However, when he does come out of the smoke screen, that Fiji is a little bit too close for comfort, and he is detected. So Robin feels at this point, well, you know what, might as well just shoot and see what happens. And then the Fiji makes the worst possible decision, and he decides to smoke up with an Atlanta right off his port side. So what's going to happen is he goes undetected. So now Robin is able to shoot at the last reported position of this guy. You can see he is blind firing into the smoke screen, and he is managing a lot of hits on this guy. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that Fiji was doing, but it doesn't really matter because Robin is going to make him pay for it. And yeah, you can see, again, just looking at where the little black puff is from the shells that do hit, and you're able to readjust your aim accordingly and hit the guy, and then the friendly Normandy takes care of business, and that ends a fantastic game. Alrighty guys, taking a look now at the post-battle results. 829,000 credits received and just over 10,600 total experience earned. He picked up Confederate Dev Strike, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber, dishing out 161,000 points of damage off of 326 shell hits and 4 torpedoes. He shot down 1 plane, sank 5 enemy boats, had 12 fires, and 4 floodings. Taking a look at the team score, 2,796 base experience, almost doubling the guy. Actually, he did double the guy that finished in 2nd place on his team. So an absolute carry if ever there was one. So Mr. Robin, an absolutely awesome performance there in your Atlanta. Taking a look at the detailed report as well, 100,000 damage dealt with the HE, 38,000 damage dealt with the torpedoes that he managed to nuke the turrets with, and 22,000 damage dealt with the fires that he set. So yeah, that was a that was an excellent game. And while I personally don't have an Atlanta, watching something like this kind of makes me want to buy one because this thing looks like it's a joy to play if it's put in the right situation. So once again, Mr. Robin, thank you very much for sending in this replay, and I hope that my crappy intro, at least to my standards anyway, or to your standards. I hope my crappy intro made you smile, made you laugh, made you think something of us in a positive light. And again, we really appreciated sharing your stuff out there to the community. And with that being said, this is the Sneaky Snake for Brothers in Arms World of Warships signing off. Guys and gals, please consider giving the video a like, commenting on it, possibly subscribing to our YouTube channel, but definitely going to check out Mr. Robin's channel. And have a great day.